In this tutorial, we are going to learn about JavaScript dates. Most of the people ignore this topic, but dates are very important. We should know how dates should be displayed because in lot of website we are displaying the dates. So we have to understand what are dates, how to set date, how to get date, how to display date. We should have clear understanding on dates as well. So in JavaScript, to use date method, first we have to create one variable as date object. In math object, we have already seen directly we can use the properties without creating math object. But for using dates, we have to create date object. We have to use new keyword and we have to create date object. Whatever time is displayed using this date object, that time will be getting from our system. As we all know, JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. So first, all the code will be loaded in our system and then it will be running. So whatever time we are having in our system, that time will be displayed. That time directly it is not going to fetch from the server. What time we have in our system, that will be displayed. And date objects are static. Static means it is fixed. We cannot change any values. Okay, those are fixed. And also when we display the time, we will get the time in this format. Now today's date is March 22nd. So time will be displayed in this format. I will be getting this, then time, and we get here GMT plus 5:30 and time will be displayed in Indian Standard Time. This complete details will be displayed when I display the time. As I told you, JavaScript will be using browser's time zone and display a date as a full text string. So this is how date will be displayed in JavaScript. Practically, we are going to see how to create date object and what are the ways creating date object. I have opened my code editor and this will be our 64th video in this JavaScript series. So we have seen whatever date we are going to display. For that, first we have to create date object. I will create one variable. I will give my variable name as JSDate is equal to, using this new keyword, we are going to create date object. For creating date object, we have to write this date, semicolon. I will just do here log. Now I am just going to display this JS date, save. Now you can see date will be displayed in this format. I will be having day, month, date, then year, then time, then this time zone I will be having. So this is how in complete full text string date will be displayed. Now this is the first way of creating date object. Now in JavaScript there are basically 9 ways of creating this one. I will just write one by one, 9 ways. So this is the first way. I will copy and here I am going to paste. This is the first way. I will comment it out. Now second way is we are going to pass date string inside this date object. I will just show you. Let JSDate2 is equal to new, and inside this date, first we are going to pass the month. Let me write here March. Then I will pass the date, March 23rd. Inside this I will give 2023. I will save this and I just want to display this log JSDate2. Save. Now you can see I will be getting the same result. So tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday is displayed March 23rd and rest everything is same. But if you notice here, I have not given time. So time is not displayed. So I am having 0 hours, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Which means I have only given the date. Manually if I pass this one, it is just going to display the date. Time will always be 0. But first time when we just create like this date, it is going to return date as well as the current time in my system. Now here I can pass the time as well. I will just write here 23:11:02. Save. Now you can see time is also displayed 23:11:02. So while passing this first method, time and date will be displayed by itself. But when we are using this date string, we have to pass manually date as well as time. Only then date and time will be displayed. Now let me just remove this comma. I will save this. Again, I will be getting the same result. There will not be having any effect. Now if I just write here comma, I will save this. So you should not get confused. You have to separate by comma itself. You can separate by spaces as well. I will save this. Now this is the second way of creating this. Let me just comment it out. Now we are going to use the third way. So for that, first we have to remember the order. We have year, we have M, we have D, H, M, S and M. Now how you will remember? Even it is very difficult to remember this one. So I have just made one sentence by myself. Why MD? Why should I become ND? Because my headmistress told me. So using this sentence, I have just remembered this format. So it depends completely on you how you want to remember. This is year. Why? MD, basically it stands for managing director. So I have just remembered that. Why should I become ND? Because my headmistress told me. So Y is year, M is month, D is day, H stands for hour, M stands for minutes, S stands for seconds, and last term stands for milliseconds. So this is the order we have to follow when we are passing parameters. So let's start with passing those things. I will just write here let JS date 3 is equal to new, and inside this I'm going to pass the date. First I have to pass the year 2018. Everything I'm just going to separate by comma. Then we have to pass the month. Month I will be giving October. For October we have to give 9, because in JavaScript month will be calculated from 0 to 11. 0 is also included. So October month is 10th. So we have to reduce the number by 1. So it will be 9. If you want to give November, you have to give 10. Then I have to give the date. Date as usual from 1 to 31, from 1 to 30, from 1 to 28. Like that only. As it is going to calculate. I will give October 15. Then we have to pass hours. Hours it is going to take in 24 format. I will just write here 14. 14 hours, 30 minutes, 3 seconds and 23 milliseconds. I will just write here log, and inside this I'm just going to write JS3. I will save this. Now you can see whatever date I have written, same format. The default format will be displayed. I am having Monday on October 15. The day was Monday. 2018 is my year, and this is the time I have given. Now if you notice here, milliseconds is not displayed. Only 14 hours, 30 minutes and 3 seconds is displayed. So usually for millisecond, we just write here 0. I will save this. Now I will be getting the same result. So this order you have to follow: year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. So that's it. You have to follow this order. And also one more thing you should remember: for months, it will be calculated from 0 to 11. And for days, it will be calculated from 0 to 6. So 0 will be standing for Sunday, 1 is for Monday, 2 is for Tuesday. It keeps on going like that. And here 0 will be starting from January, 1 will be for February, and 11 will be for December. So it keeps on going like that. I will just comment it out. Now here there is one catch. Now let me just copy the same thing. And inside this I'm just going to paste, comment it out. Now here what I told, month will be calculated only from 0 to 11. So suppose if I just write here 0 to 15, after 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 4 more months are added extra. So what this will be doing, it is not going to generate any error. What it will do, it will just going to count for the next year. So 11 is ending at December, January, February, March, April. So it is going to display for 2019 April month. I will save this. Now you can see 2019 April month, this date and time will be given. It is not going to generate any error if you give like this, but this is how it is going to display. Now this is the third way. Now fourth way is just reducing one numbers each. We are just going to reduce milliseconds, then we will reduce seconds, then minutes, then hours, then finally we will reduce the day. Then at end we will have this 2018 and this month. So let me just copy, and here I will be pasting. I will just paste 3-4 times. From first I will be removing this, and here I will write JS4, JS5, JS6, JS7, finally JS8. So this will be the fourth way. Then next time I will be removing this seconds and milliseconds. After that I will be removing this. From minutes I will be removing. Then finally from here I will be removing hours. Only date I have displayed. After that I am just removing the day as well. Okay, the date. I will remove this. Now at the end I am having this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the third way. Fourth way, totally 8 ways we have created. And at the end, if I just write here, I will just remove this. And if I just write this 2018 without giving second parameter, let me just write here 9. And below this, I'm just going to display this log JS9. Save. Now, if you notice here, I am not getting this year. I am getting date from Jan 1, 1970, and whatever time I am having in my system, that is displayed. Now what it will do, it is just going to consider as a milliseconds. So it will not be treated as year or something. It will be treated as milliseconds. So basically these are the 9 ways of creating date object. First is normal way, in which date plus time will be displayed. Using second is passing date string. Using this we can display date or we can display time. Then we have this order, year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds. And using this, each time we can reduce the parameters and we can create the date object. At last, when we give this only one parameter, it will be treated as a milliseconds. So this you should remember. So now we have understood what are date objects, how to create date objects. Next we are going to see what are date methods. Okay, when it comes to date methods, those are very important. Whenever you are making any clock or anything related to time, then these methods are very important. So from next session, we are going to start with date methods.